The sprite-based workflow, on the other hand, gives you more control, as it simply means that you place objects freely in the world. As a result of this, you can create more detailed and dynamic environments, but it might not be as quick. And on top of that, Unity is also working on some tools for vector graphics in case you are really fond of Illustrator. But regardless of what workflow you choose, we first have to create a project. So to create a new project, we go New, and your UI might look a tiny bit different here, but that's because I'm using Unity Hub, which is still in beta. But the idea should be the same. We will select a name for our project. I'm just going to call mine 2D Game Example.
Hello and welcome. Each day you can see the camera view change accordingly. Alright, so that's the basic setup for the camera. Let's test just to make sure that everything is working. So, yep, there you go, the camera is displaying a simple solid column. Now let's set it up for our 2D game. First, let's rename the scene to give it a more appropriate name. So let's name it Game Scene. This is the scene where most of the game runs. You would have a different scene for the main menu, maybe another for the level select, and so on. Let's grab our empty game object, place it on 0, 0, and rename it to Game Handler. This will be the main container for all of our preset scene objects. The better you keep your objects organized, the easier it is to find what you're looking for. Let's drag our camera into our game handler, and just for testing, let's make a background. So, new game object, name it background. Let's add a component of type.
Let's go! Let's go! I haven't played much on this map yet. See how it goes. I played it once, maybe?
Got some material. Shots fired at me. Reloading.
One of them's right here.
Launching me knuckle club.
Adding an extra pair of eyes.
Drongo over there.
Backing out of my drone. I'm good to go. Prepare yourself. We have an enemy.
Starting the fight here.
Put one down. Reload. Another one down.
Healing my wounds.
Get me up there! Get me up there!
One down. Right here. Got one.
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, man?
Recharging my shield.
Fucking heal.
I double clear. They didn't see it coming.
Full healした方がいいと。Where's your syringes, bro?
Destroy my drone. Right here. Got one.
There's avoiding me.
Dude, you needed to drop down, bro. You can just chill it there. Get the feeling this fuse is ass. Fresh ass. Fresh ass.
Let's move here.
Oh, come on, dumbass.
Got one of them. Getting shot at. Recharging my shield.
Oh my god, I'm down.
I need help. I'm fine. Fixing up.
Being shot at. Material, matey.
The all-seeing eye.
Care package arriving. Choose your next target quickly.
I'm taking fire.
Backing out of my drone. I'm good to go.
Reloading. Taking a moment to recharge my shield.
Reloading.
Reloading. Gun on here.
Hold on.
Being shot at.
I need shields.
Reload. Taking a moment to heal. Using me shield.
Enemy right here. Reloading. I need shields. I need help.
Going long.
Give me a second. Fixing up.
It's juicy.
Charging me shield. Taking fire. Taking a moment to recharge my shield.
Hold on. Shields recharging.
Deploying me knuckle cluster. Recharging my shield. They're shooting at me. Reloading. Took out a joker. Taking a moment to heal.
Suck a bitch, suck a bitch.
Got one right here.
Enemy here.
Reloading.
Get me the shields.
Double kill. Impressive.
Oh, we got work. Work just came in. How's this? This looks like good work. Is this good work? Oh, what the shit is this? I'm not a fan of that. No, okay, alright. I guess I'm good.
Found some materials.
Juicing me shields.
Getting my eyes in the sky.
It's kind of nice that it reloads.
I'm back. Logged off my drone.
Bloody joker over there.
Sending a care
Clown
package.
spotted over here.
Now impress me.
Reloading. Enemy down.
Getting shot at. Recharging my shields.
Push, push.
Being shot at. Firing.
Hold on. Shields recharging.
Reload. I'm taking fire.
Switching to drone view.
I can fall it.
I'm back. Logged off my drone.
Enemy down.
Yeah, bitches. Ooh, it's a juicy vault.
Match point. All right.
Do the medkits keep for the next one? I don't remember.
Round 4. The result
Let's transfer to this spot. seeing eye.
Joker's shooting at me. Boy, me knuckle cluster. Here comes the old knuckle cluster. I have material.
Backing out of my drone. I'm good to go.
Juicing me shield.
Recharging my shields. Hold on. Shields recharging.
Juicing me shield.
Enemy right here.
Shot fired at me.
Recharging my shields.
Taking a moment to recharge. Being shot at. Reload. Clown taken down.
Reloading. I downed one.
Reloading.
Woo. Fuck yeah. Delish.
Very impressive, legends. You live to fight another day.
Sprite Renderer, which is the primary component for displaying sprites in a 2D game. Now we need a sprite to render, so let's create a new folder, and we're going to name it Textures. Inside, I'm going to place an image, which is just a white pixel. It's a 1x1 PNG. It's very useful to have a simple white pixel texture for when you want to display a solid color in a sprite renderer, since as you can see, if you don't assign a sprite, you can't really see it. On the import options, everything is mostly the defaults, except for the pixels per unit, which we're going to set to 1. Since the texture is 1x1, when we use this as a sprite renderer, it will occupy 1 unit. So let's drag our sprite into our background. As you can see, a square of 1x1. And in the sprite renderer, we have a color parameter. It acts as a multiply, so since our sprite is white, we can easily tint it. Let's tint it green to simulate some sort of grass texture. And increase the size just to occupy our camera. So as you can see, the camera is correctly displaying our 2D background sprite. So another thing that is useful in pre-standard is to have sorting layers. On the sprite renderer, you can see the sorting layer in here, and we can add a new sorting layer. Right now, we only have the default, so let's add another one and name it background. And let's add another one and name it game objects. Render order in here goes from the bottom, so let's background on top.
Excuse me.
Being on the top of this array essentially means the background gets rendered first, then the default gets rendered on top of the background, then the game objects on top of the default. So in our background, let's put it on the background sorting layer, and let's duplicate it, name it something like player, give it a different color, and let's place it on the game objects. So as you can see, regardless of what we set on the order in layer, the player will always be on top of the background, since it is on a sorting layer above the background. Alright, now normally in my scenes I have a helper pointer object just to help me identify positions in the game. Make a new game object and let's name it pointer. And if we go up here, we can give our pointer an icon which will make it very visible in the scene view and in the game view if you're showing gizmos. So let's click it, and as you can see, it shows up in there. And you can move it around to easily read that this position is on 4.4 and 2.6. And if you go into the game scene and enable gizmos, you can also see it while the game is running. So anytime you want to locate a position on screen, just grab this object and move it around, and it's quite helpful, especially when you use it while the game is paused. Okay, now let's make our game handler script. This will be the main script in our game. Make a new folder and let's call it script. Inside, let's make a create C# script and name it game handler. So inside, let's make a private void start and a private void update. On our start, let's simply do a debug.log game handler.start just to make sure that our script is running. So let's go into our scene and we're going to drag that script into our game handler object. So let's run the scene and we should see this script running in our console in here.
I like this map. Interesting. Oh, I missed so bad. Confusing. Chaos.
Yeah, there you go. The game is running and you can see game about to start. Alright, so now to make things much easier, we're going to add the CodeMonkey utilities, which you can grab for free from unticodemonkey.com. These utilities contain a bunch of helper functions and classes that I have written over the years that help immensely when making a game and testing the mechanics. The utilities contain plenty of comments, so feel free to go through all the classes and view all the functionality. Alright, so the utilities come as a Unity package. To add, just double-click that file, and it will open this window in Unity. In here you can view the list of files that will be added to our project. Let's click Import, and the files will be added. As you can see, a new folder appeared in here, and inside are all the files for all of our utilities. So now we can go back into our game handler, and in here let's test to make sure the utilities were correctly installed. The utilities contain several namespaces. So first we need to go up here and write using CodeMonkey, and also using CodeMonkey.utils.
Yeah, got one of them here. Adding an extra pair of eyes. I'm back. Logged off my drone. I've got eyes on one of them. Taking fire.
No.
Switching into drone view.
I am taking fire, friends. Being shot at. Recharging my shields.
Care package.
Recharging my shields.
Incoming care package. I love them. The enemies are shooting at me. Recharging shields. One moment. Gotta use a Phoenix kit.
So I have busted this guy's cover.
Reload. Recharging my shields.
Here I go. Reloading. The enemies are shooting at me.
Slide find is not that good. Considering all things considered.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Recharging my shields.
Launching me knuckle cluster. Being shot at. Ah, screws on down.
Reloading. I downed one. Reloading.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Target here.
I have been. Contact with target.
Oh, I played so fucking bad. Why did I punch the air? Fuck.
So on start in here, let's create a function periodic which triggers an action every certain amount of time. So a function periodic we're going to create, and here it takes an action and a timer.
Reckon it's time to school them.
So for the action, let's go into the CM debug class and spawn a text object on the mouse position. So use the text pop-up mouse,
Could have rezzed that guy.
which is a helper function that spawns a text object on the mouse position. In here, let's just
Round 3. I'm beginning to enjoy this.
Adding an extra pair of eyes.
I am taking fire, friends. Recharging shields. Target over there.
Backing out of my drone. I'm good to go.
How do I recall?
Shooting at me.
Yeah, I got it back.
Recharging shields. Arc star going long. Juicing shields.
Hold on.
Shooting at me. Bugger. I'm down. Enemy here.
out. Enemy agent right here.
Fucking Bangalore again. Fuck me. Same fucking story, huh?
Right, something. Every half a second, mouse position. Oh, yep, there you go. You can see the text pop up on the mouse position every half a second. Personally, I use the text to pop up all the time when I want